Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I hope you're having an awesome day. I am really excited about today's video because you guys know I am an oily skin mess. It's no secret, if you follow me, you probably already know that I am a very oily person. You probably followed me because you have similar skin. I know a lot of you guys actually follow me and you have dry skin, and I love you, I applaud you, I appreciate you being here because I know so many of the products I use are for oily skin, and I'm sure that drives you guys crazy. But side note, if you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Alex, and you should subscribe because we're fun over here. But side note, I am going on Accutane very soon, so my skin will be transitioning into a very dry situation. So all you dry skin folks will be getting the attention you deserve. And I don't know how my skin will be after. I just hope you stick around for this journey. I will be documenting it. I vlog every single week. I post a weekly vlog every Sunday of like my whole week. So it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun on the channel. So if you're new, I hope you stick around. But I have accumulated so many favorites for oily skin. I have tried everything. My bane of my existence is controlling the oil on my face, especially because I love makeup. So I really have found an amazing selection of products for you guys. Like, my tried and trues are here today for you, so you can know what really works. I'm gonna keep this fairly right to the point. Let's just hop right into all my oily skin favorites. Okay, skincare. I do feel like skincare is extremely important, especially when it comes to controlling oil. And if you're acne prone, if you're oily, there's a lot of like precautionary steps that you can take. I will not go into like face wash and things like that because everyone's skin is so different. I would recommend trying out different face washes that work for you, whether you want to go high-end or drugstore. It kind of takes a while to find what really works best for you when it comes to a good face wash. Don't be discouraged if things don't work at first. You know, I had tried everything, still struggle, but I've tried everything. So try and see what works best for you when it comes to a wash. You know, do you have kind of dry patches as well? Do you need to get something for combination? Do you want something exfoliating if you have a lot of texture? You know, it depends. Depends on you. But the best product I have ever discovered in the world is this. I have talked about this so many times over the last few months, and it's my holy grail product. I'm starting off with this. If you're gonna buy anything from this video, if you're gonna take anything away, please let it be this if you're oily. I'll put everything in the description box if you want to shop it from home. This is the Origins Original Skin Matte Moisturizer with Willow Herb. I use this every single day. It is the absolute best moisturizer for oily skin. I am so impressed by this, so insanely impressed. So it looks like this. It's kind of like a jelly texture. So I actually use this morning and night, and I'm so happy with it. It genuinely controls the oil. I can't tell you how many moisturizers I put on and immediately my face just feels like greasy and wet and heavy and shiny, and I can't stand that feeling. This absorbs immediately into your skin. It leaves you with a matte finish. Like, oh, I love it so much. Like, even on makeup-free days, I have to put something on my face on makeup-free days because my skin does get oily very fast. So when I put this on, it just mattifies me for the day, but it's also giving you the hydration of a moisturizer. So this is for people with really oily skin because it genuinely will dry it down, which is nice. I mean, if you're dry, you probably won't like this. It'll probably feel kind of tight, but this controls oil so well. I feel like I could talk about it forever, and I'll be quiet now, but please try it. It just dries right down. And when you're oily, all you want is for it to dry right down. So I'm going to talk about one of my favorite face masks. This is the Glam Glow Super Mud. I've been using this for the last few years. When I have like a long day ahead of me, or I'm just trying to kind of clear out, if I feel like I'm kind of built up, you know, that oil can really build up in your pores, and sometimes it actually feels like clogged and like you just need to get it out. This really pulls out all of your impurities on your face. It's a clearing treatment as well, so if you have acne prone skin, a lot of us who are oily tend to have acne as well. Not always, but most of the time. I highly recommend this. I really like it. It's pricey, but you can really make it last. I probably use this once a week just to get everything out, all the gunk, and it works really well. You can kind of see it when it dries. Like even on my nose, I'll see the blackheads, like the little dots getting it out. So this is great. And I also have a good affordable version of a face mask. I don't have it here with me, but I'm sure you've heard me talk about it like probably for 5 years back when I was in beauty school. It's the Queen Helene Mint Julep Mask. It's a green mask, it's minty, and it makes your face so fresh and tingly, and it like pulls everything out, all the dirt, all the oil, and it actually leaves you very mattified. It's super affordable. You can buy it at Sally Beauty. Again, I'll link it down below. I don't want to forget that because that's a great face mask, but I am out right now because I use it really frequently. Honestly, like a couple times a week. It's not too harsh where you can't use it fairly frequently, but it works so well and it's affordable. And again, it pulls out all those impurities. It honestly is just as good as this, and it's a lot cheaper. Okay, so I have a few of my favorite primers. So we have drugstore and high-end. So this one you probably have heard me talk about for years if you are an OG Fearless Tribe member. This is the Milani Prime Shield. You can buy this at the drugstore. It's oil-free, it's mattifying and pore minimizing. So the texture on this is kind of, it looks silicone-y. So it's just like a clear base, and it's very smoothing though. It doesn't feel like clogging or anything. When I put it on, it immediately just feels like matte and soft and smooth. So this is really great if you have big pores as well, because oily skin, we got all the problems. So I kind of focus it on my nose and blend it outward, focus on the T-zone anywhere you get oily, but this is a great drugstore version for mattifying, prepping your makeup, giving you a really smooth base as well. And then I kind of transitioned over into this one. This is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refining Primer. So I really like this. This is a little bit more pricey, but it minimizes the look of pores, absorbs oil, and mattifies any shine. The texture on this one is kind of interesting. It's like skin colored, kind of a beigey color, but you can feel when you put it on, it has that same similar texture as the first one. Like even looking at my hands, like it's funny, this one looks more mattified. It's weird. It's great, but it just fills everything in, leaves you super smooth, even on a makeup-free day. Like put this on and it just looks like super gorgeous on the skin. It just makes everything kind of blurred. And these both as well helped my makeup stay on for the full day. So I highly recommend both of these. This one even has almost like a low-key minty scent undertone. I really love this. I've purchased this many times, both of these. I highly recommend this as well. And recently I have fallen in love with the Origins Original Skin Pore Perfecting Cooling Primer with Willow Herb. So it's in the same little collection as the moisturizer. So they have like an Original Skin line, and I just really love the line. So this one's really cool. I love using this because it's just like fun. So it comes out in a little foam, and like I said, it's cooling, so when you put it on it feels really cold, and it's nice because it can depuff under your eyes. And personally, I have a lot of redness on the skin, so it kind of helps to kind of cool everything down. I just really like this. I think this is an essential coming up in the warmer months. I highly recommend this. It definitely is great for filling in your pores. I find that it controls my oil really well. It has no claims for that, but I don't know, it has that willow herb in it, which is also in the moisturizer, so maybe that plays a part, but I think it works really well. I actually repurchased it. I have another one right here ready to go for the future because I'm really loving it, and I'm going to definitely be using it all summer long. So those are my top 3 favorite primers that I have grown to love so much over the years. So my favorite eyelid primer is actually the Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later primer. I don't know if anyone else has this issue, but if you have oily skin, sometimes you can have oily eyelids. I don't know if my eyelids are even oily, but I have hooded eyes, so my eyeshadow can get a line right where, you know, I have that little hood. So I am really particular about my eyeshadow primer. I have tried so many don't work. I got a sample of this in like BoxyCharm or Ipsy years ago, and I have been repurchasing ever since. It's the only primer that works on my eyes. Side note, maybe it will work for you as well if you have a hard time. I don't know what it is about it, but it works really well for me. foundations. I know how important and crucial it is to find an oil controlling foundation, because at the end of the day we have all this other amazing stuff, but your foundation is a huge part of your makeup routine. It's a big part of your life, especially if you love beauty and makeup like I do. So I have a few favorites and I'm really excited to share them because these are my tried and true, my favorites. I love them. Let's start out with the inexpensive. So I love Revlon's foundations. These two are my go-to for oil control for long days. Basically my two favorite drugstore foundations. So this one I've talked about for years, and I would say it is a dupe for sure for my Estee Lauder Double Wear, which we'll talk about in a moment. But this is the Revlon Color Stay Combination and Oily Skin Foundation. So the thing about this foundation is they have one for dry skin, and they also have one for combination oily skin. So get the combination oily skin one. I love this so much. They just recently made it into a pump. But this is totally claimed to be a 24-hour wear foundation. I would say it's more like a 12 to 14-hour wear, which is amazing. Like, no one really needs a 24-hour foundation. But it is so, so wonderful. I would say, honestly, these work the same in my experience. So the Estee Lauder Double Wear is amazing. I have repurchased this so many times. It is my absolute favorite foundation. It's my go-to. These are both a nice full coverage. You could call it medium to full, but I would say they're more on the full side. I have a lot of acne and hyperpigmentation, and these all cover it with like one layer of foundation, which is absolutely amazing. So these both stay on for the whole day. They are so mattifying. The Estee Lauder Double Wear, I would say, can stay on even longer than the Revlon foundation. That's why I love this, and it does not budge. You will not get oily. It does not break up. It looks flawless for the entire day. When I know I have a long day ahead of me, I will definitely whip out my Double Wear. It never lets me down, ever. I wish they would get a pump or something, because it is just a little tube at the top, but it is worth every penny. Back when I worked at MAC, one of my coworkers recommended this, and I was like, I've always been kind of curious. I've heard people talk about it. The second I tried it, I have never gone back. I continuously repurchase this. It is fairly pricey. That's why I kind of like to have both of these, and I can kind of rotate between, but they both work super, super well. And I find that they are very, very similar in the way that they work on the skin, and the way that they last, and the way that they look, and the coverage they give. So if you don't want to spend the money on Double Wear, you can try the Revlon one first, and if you're not fully satisfied, try the Double Wear. It'll be worth it. So I tried the Revlon Photo Ready Insta Filter Foundation. I want to say I did a video on it like last week or something. It's in my most recent Get Ready With Me video if you want to see like the full first impression of it. I'm wearing this today. I have been wearing this every day since I got it. I'm really in love with it. It doesn't have any claims about like mattifying or long wearing or anything. It's supposedly just like Insta Filter, makes your skin look flawless, and it definitely does. It gives a really beautiful coverage. It covers everything in one layer. It's actually pretty cool too because it has a built-in sponge on top. Like, isn't that cool? I personally don't like the sponge for blending it in. I just put it on and blend it with a beauty blender, but it is pretty cool if you are traveling or something. But I really like the way that this wears. It lasts to me about 8 hours for like a solid good look, but I really just like the way it looks on the skin. So if you want something that's not like super duper matte, but it's gonna control your oil enough, and by the end of the day you don't look like super oily and like wet, you just look kind of natural. This can kind of morph into like a natural finish by the end of the day, and some people like that look. Some days I like that look. So I definitely love this foundation and highly recommend it. Good coverage. It's mattifying to a point without being like stoic dry, because I know some of us are oily but we're not like totally wanting to be super matte. So there's some options there, but I highly recommend those foundations. They are my tried and true. Powders. Of course we have to go ahead and set our matte foundations with more powder because we are so oily. It's so funny, like I know people with dry skin and they're like, I would never put powder on my face. I'm like, Oh, I long for those days. So I have my top 3 favorite powders here. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with my OG favorite. I love this. It's the Airspun translucent powder. So you can buy this at the drugstore. It's really funny, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to lie to you. I discovered this way before it was on the internet. I went to Walgreens with my mom. I remember this. I was in like high school, maybe middle school, I don't even know, but I just needed a new powder. And my mom and I love to go and just look at makeup, but on the end cap, they had like a bunch of these random powders for sale on clearance, and they were so cheap. And you know, I bought one because, you know, I love cheap. And I always thought, like, when I first got it, I was like, this is so weird, like, because it comes with like a big old powder puff, and it's in like a packaging that you don't really see standardly in the beauty section. And I'd been buying it ever since, and then it slowly got more popular on the internet. I'm like, this is so cool, like, people are discovering it. Again, I'm not trying to like be braggy or anything, but I really think that I tried it a long time ago. Maybe other people did too, but I love this, guys. It's the best setting powder. I bake my concealer under my eyes with it. I set my face with it. It locks that makeup in all day. Some people claim that it smells like a grandma. I definitely can see where they're coming from, but it doesn't bother me. I think they have a fragrance-free one, but I either buy the translucent or the extra coverage translucent, but any of them will do, really. They have colored as well, but I've only tried the translucent and extra coverage translucent. So translucent, so good. I highly recommend this. It can be a little bit difficult to find it in stores nowadays, I think, because it's really popular in the beauty community now, but I always find it on like Amazon or something, and I'll link it for you below. So then I have 2 other setting powders that I've really grown to love over the last year. So the first is the Too Faced Peach Perfect. So this is a mattifying loose setting powder. I really love this because it has like peach and fig infused in it. And someone had told me once, if it like gets on your tongue, it actually tastes really good. And it actually accidentally got in my mouth like maybe last week, or like maybe longer, maybe a month ago, and it actually tastes really good. But it's a really nice powder. It's mattifying. It makes your makeup last all day, and it's kind of just like a fun powder because it smells and tastes good. So I would definitely recommend playing with this if you ever have the chance to. It's just really fun. And then this I find extremely comparable to the Airspun powder. This is the Patrickstarrr with MAC set powder. So I really love this. I've been using this a lot lately. I've been using it a lot because, you know, I bought it, but it's really similar to the Airspun. Like, I don't necessarily think I would purchase this again, just because I find it really similar to the Airspun powder, and it's a lot more affordable than this, but I really love this. It's almost a little bit less thick than the Airspun, but it does just as well of a job as baking or setting your makeup for the day. I highly recommend all of those powders for locking everything in and keeping your oil under control for the whole day. So my favorite setting spray, I'm just going to include my setting spray here. I love this. This is the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day setting spray. I have been using this for probably a couple of years, and I just love it. This is the peach scented one, and it works really well for me. It locks my makeup in. It keeps me matte. I love the scent of it. I have tried a lot of setting sprays, and to be honest, sometimes I feel like setting sprays don't really do much. I like the way that they kind of set the powder in and make your face look less powdery and look a little bit more natural. But I've never really found a setting spray that genuinely seems to lock my makeup in or actually control oil. But I do actually feel like this one makes a difference. Like in keeping everything intact for the whole day. Like, I have actually purchased, you know, the De-Slick from Urban Decay, the Scandinavia oil controlling one, and I just didn't see that much of a difference, and I don't know, I really like that one. Okay, so that is all for this video. Those are all of my favorite products if you have oily skin. They work really well for me, and I hope they work well for you. I know everyone's skin is different and not everyone likes the same products, but I highly recommend giving these a try. I have been trying for years, so it's nice for me to be able to share these products with you guys, and hope that they can help you as well, because I wish I had these videos when I was younger, and now it's so nice because YouTube exists and we can all help each other. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I do fun videos like this all the time, and I love you guys very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye!